that is RHCE. What exactly the RHCE is? RHCE stands Red Hat Certified Engineer. So this is a certification provided by Red Hat. Okay, if you wanted to explore your knowledge in Red Hat Enterprise Linux operating system. Okay, so we need to gain knowledge about the operating system, Linux operating system, right? The first thing is that, okay, before getting in details into the operating system, we'll explore you the certifications. So basically there are three modules in it. One is SA1, second is SA2, and third is SA3. Okay. So this whole syllabus of RHCE is getting divided into three parts: SA1, SA2, SA3. SA stands System Administration 1, System Administration 2, and System Administration 3. Okay. If you prepare for these two, SA1 and SA2, okay, you can appear for RHCSA. What exactly RHCSA? Red Hat Certified System Administrator. Okay, and if you complete this certification, okay, if you clear this exam, you can appear for this RHCE. RHCE stands Red Hat Certified Engineer. Okay. Okay, if you wanted to be a Red Hat Certified Engineer, so you need to clear these two certification for RHCE. RHCSA is a prerequisite. Now, what we need to learn in RHCE? We need to learn Linux operating system. Okay, Linux operating system. The short form of operating system I will mention here, OS. Okay, so first we need to understand what exactly the operating system. Any idea what exactly the operating system? Normally we say it's a interface between user and computer. Okay, but I will give you the details of it. What I will do, I will create one diagram for you. Normally what I do, I assemble the hardware, computer hardware, right? It will include everything: processor, memory, hard disk, cabinet, monitor, keyboard, mouse, everything. What are the essential components are there? On that, I will install operating system. In short, I will write down OS. Then I will install application software, and on the top of it a user will work. Okay, as far as a user point of view, okay, what he needs, he wanted to work on application software. Okay, user को operating system से कोई लेना देना नहीं रहता है. He wanted to work on application software, but application software required a base of operating system. Okay, so if I say what exactly the operating system is, if I wanted to define what is the operating system, what I can say according to this diagram, the operating system is an interface between computer hardware and application software. Computer hardware and application softwares. Now, if you wanted to list out what are the different operating systems are available, it is depending on the vendors. Who are the vendors? If I say Linux, Linux is provided by multiple vendors like Red Hat, Ubuntu, SUSE, Mint, Kali. So these are the different flavors, different operating systems are available. So these are the all Linux operating system. Okay, these are the different vendors or different organizations who developed their own operating system on the there is one source code which is written by Linus Torvald. Okay, it is 1991. Linus Torvald written one source code. Okay, written one operating system on the available source code at that time, and the name is given as Linus. Okay, Linux. Okay, so it was a free source code. Every organization, because of it's free, everyone can use that source code and make a development and make their product popular in the market. So these are the different operating system available. Okay, these are the few examples. We have a lot of, even today Amazon also developed its own Linux, that is called Amazon Linux. Okay, apart from that, there is Microsoft. We say we have few power operating systems like HP Unix, then Solaris from Sun Microsystem, then AIX, okay, AIX from IBM. These are called power operating system, right? Why is power operating system? If we wanted a server with huge capacity, huge processing power, huge storage capacity, at that time we can use this operating systems. Okay, so these are the different operating system. Basic definition of operating system: it's interface between computer hardware and application software. But this operating system is again divided into two parts, and what are those? I will say this part is kernel and this is shell. Now we need to understand why there are two parts, kernel and shell. Okay, because user will interacted with the application software will give the instructions to the operating system will convert it into the 0 and 1, right? It's a binary language because hardware understands only binary language. Okay, whatever the result gets in the binary language will be given to the operating system and it will instruct the application software. But there are two more levels, that is kernel and shell. Whenever we are talking about the operating system, so actual operating system, if I say kernel is our operating system, yes, I can say kernel is our operating system. So this operating system is of two parts, one is kernel plus shell. एंड अगर मुझे बोलना पड़े कि कर्नल क्या है, कर्नल हमारा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है, तो मैं बोलूँगा हाँ, कर्नल इज अ ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, बट व्हाई शेल? So it's a combination. Normally operating system is a combination of kernel and operating system, but kernel understands only low level language. Kernel understand assembly level language. Guys, if you gone through microprocessor subject in the engineering, okay, at that time we have done some practicals on that microcircuit. Okay, suppose we wanted to create a program, that means for example I wanted to create addition of two numbers. So what we do, normally there is some syntax, and what is the syntax? I wanted to define two variables, a is 10, b is 11, wanted to add two numbers, okay, and then I wanted to display the result. Right now I don't know what is the command to display the result of that. Okay, this is a very short thing, very small example I have given, but if you wanted to design one logic, right, application logic, at that time to create a programming in assembly language will be very difficult. But kernel understand assembly level language. Okay, this assembly level language we can say a low level language, right? The assembly level language is a low level language. But nowadays we can do programming in Python, we can do programming in C, we can do programming in Java, we can do programming in Android, right? These are all high level language. Okay, so for human convenience we have created high level language, right? So what are the high level language? What we can say, C, C++, Java, Python. Okay, so whatever the coding we are doing, we are doing that codes in this high level language, right? Now, what is shell? Shell understand what this shell will do. Shell convert high level language into low level language. Means whatever the code we are written in high level language, it will convert into the low level language. Okay, shell providing that output to the kernel. Okay, kernel understands low level language. Okay, it will convert it into the binary and given to the computer. Computer means hardware component, and it instructs hardware what to do. Accordingly, hardware will perform the job and gives the answers to the kernel, and kernel will give the result to shell. So, any doubt in this? Kernel and shell, the actual operating system is kernel, but kernel understands only low level language, so we require a shell. तो इससे हमें ये पता चलता है कि we can think there should be only one kernel in a system at a time. What I can say, there should be only one kernel in the system at a time. Okay, we should have only one kernel in a system at a time, but we can have a multiple shell. Okay, because shell defines a user environment, right? But we may have multiple shells. Okay, so here I can say how many shell we have. I can say I have K shell, I have C shell. Okay, KSH stands K shell, CSH stands C shell. We have bash shell. Okay, these are the examples of shell. There is one more shell. I forget the name of the shell. Okay, but the most used shell is bash. Why bash? It's open source, and most of the features which is present nowadays is available in the bash shell. So most of the Linux operating system uses bash shell as its default shell. Okay, so I think your doubts are your things are cleared. Now, when I log into the system, root @comp1. Okay, so this is the prompt. Okay, what it indicates, root user. Root user means root is a super user in Linux. This is a computer name. Okay, so this environment we are getting using a bash shell. So when there are different shells available, and these are shells are born shell, it is represented by SH. There is born again shell, that is nothing but bash shell. Next is K shell, and last one is C shell. Okay, so these are the different shells. So when I talk about operating system, it is divided into the two parts. One is kernel and shell. At a time there should be only one kernel in a system. Okay, but we may have a different shells. That shell provide the user environment. Examples are K shell, bash shell, born again shell, and C shell.